Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be my 8th attempt at taking down Crooked Mask, Expert difficulty. Haven't had much luck so far. He's kicking my butt, but we're going to try it again. I'm still sticking with Brahma and Kadir for this match. I did change up the store quite a bit. We're going to be going with Sifter's Pearl, similar gems. Sifter's Pearl, Searing Ruby, and Burning Opal. Went back to that. But I'm going to be focusing on getting rid of my starter cards in this game, which I've been avoiding the last few. So I took Bottled Vortexes, kept Focusing Orb, of course. I don't see any way around that one. But I also took Spectral Echo. So between the Spectral Echo and Bottled Vortexes, try to get rid of all my starting cards. I then took Lava Tendril, get some, it's the highest damage 4 cost spell. And then I took Chaos Arc and Arcane Nexus. So the idea here with this setup is I'm going to, the gems are very efficient. The Sifter's Pearls help me discard the corruptions from Crooked Mask. Searing Rubies help me get spells more effectively. Burning Opals, this is a very efficient way to generate Aether. You can also generate extra cards. Ball Vortex and Spectral Echo will help me get rid of my starting deck. Focusing Orb opens my breaches and heals Gravehold. And then Lava Tendril, Chaos Arc, and Arcane Nexus are very high damage. They're basically the highest damage spells for their cost points. So, and then Brahma and Kadir allow healing. And Kadir also, with her special ability, gives you pretty good offensive firepower. So the only thing I don't have here is I don't have any charge generation. So all my charges have to be purchased, which is where having better gems kind of comes in. So we're just going to get started, see how it goes. The idea is I'm going to get rid of all the starting cards, which is going to cause corruption cards to come up more often. Hopefully I can counteract that with healing, even though I'm not going to have the charge generation. But I should have a lot of extra damage to just not have to worry about any minions. And hopefully I can bring them down. And we're just going to see how this goes as like a test run. If this works well, then I'll start working off this framework a little bit more. All right, so Brahma's going to go first. She's going to prep Buried Light. She has 4 crystals, and she will buy a ruby. Kadir is going to prep Spark, and she will buy a ruby. Get Kadir again. She will cast Spark, which will do 1 damage to Crooked Mask. She will then pay 3 to open her second breach and prep both Sparks. Oh, I didn't realize how close those were. All right, Brahma's going to cast Buried Light. She gives her 1 power. She has 3 additional. She'll pay 4 to open her second breach. And prep 2 Sparks. We will now get a double Nemesis activation. It's been a few days since I've played. All right, Tempt. The player with the most crystals in hand discards all their crystals. That's going to be Brahma. Takes 3 damage. Brings her down to 7. And can choose any card that costs 4 or less. She will take... She's going to take a Lava Tendril. Oh, sorry. That's not... And then Nemesis again. Agony Field, Power 2, Unleash. Any player discards 3 cards and then draws 1. To discard, destroy a card in hand that costs 2 or more. Nemesis, take a token off Agony Field. And we get the Corruptor. 6 life minion, does 1 damage each activation to Gravehold. Every time you do damage to him, you gain a corruption card. Alright, then we get Brahma. She's going to cast 2 Sparks. She's not going to target the Corruptor because that would give her 2 corruption cards. So she's going to target Crooked Mass directly, bring him to 67. She had to discard all the cards, so she only has Searing Ruby. It's worth 2 Aether, 3 towards a spell, which is enough to buy Spectral Echo. Trying a slightly different position with the camera, so it's a little awkward to move my hands around it. Alright, and we get Kadir. She's same thing, is not going to hit the Corruptor. She's going to target Crooked Mass directly with her 2 Sparks. Bring him down to 65. She's got nothing to prep. And she has 3, 4, 6 power, 7 towards a spell. Or 6 and a point of healing. But having 7 this early, I'm going to buy an Arcane Nexus. And she gets to go again. She's going to prep 2 Sparks, and with 3, she will buy a Spectral Echo. We get Brahma. She's going to prep Buried Light, and she has 4 power. She will buy a Focusing Orb. This is going pretty well. And Nemesis. So Agony Field's going to activate because I didn't do anything about it. Any player can discard 3 cards and then draw 1. Okay. Spark and 2 crystals from Brahma. And then the Corruptor does 1 damage to Gravehold. Right. And then we draw 1 card. The players collectively gain 2 corruption cards and place them on top of their decks, so 1 each. So I'm going to do that. And any player may focus a breach. Brahma is going to focus her 4th breach. So I'm pretty happy with how that went. They both have a Spectral Echo. Brahma got a Lava Tendril. Kadir got an Arcane Nexus. They both have 1 Ruby, and Brahma also got a Focusing Orb. So, pretty happy. Alright, Nemesis is going to go again. Corruptor does 1 damage to Gravehold. And we draw. Unleash. Gravehold suffers 3 damage. So, unleashing... Brahma's going to take that, and she has to shuffle a card in there. Okay. And Grateful takes 3 damage, brings it down to 25. Nemesis again. Corruptor brings us down to 24. And we get Haze Spewer. 5 life. Does damage equal to its current life to Gravehold and then suffers 1 damage. But that was double Nemesis, so all 4 of these are going to be mage cards. So we're going to start with Brahma. She's going to cast Buried Light. Deal 1 damage to the Haze Spewer. Brings him down to 4. She will then prep Lava Tendril and Spark, and the crystal just gets wasted. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we get Kadir. She's going to cast 2 Sparks, do 2 damage to the Haze Spear, dropping him to 2. She will then prep Spark and Arcane Nexus. Alright, this is the cool part. Huh, I can use Arcane Nexus to double heal with Emerald Shard. I never thought of that. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use... so I'm going to generate 2 power, 3 towards a spell with the Ruby. And then I get to call the Ruby back and do it again. So that's 4 power, 6 towards a spell. And then I have another crystal. And I have an Emerald Shard. So that is 6 power, 8 towards a spell. And I can remove 1 for a life point. I don't have anything I really want to do at 6. So I will take an Arcane Nexus for 7. And I will use an Emerald Shard to heal for 1 on Brahma. So I really want to get Kadir's Breaches open and make sure she has preferably 2 Chaos Arcs and an Arcane Nexus is what I would want in her discard pile every time she uses her ability. Of course, technically her ability can be used by either mage, so that's a factor too. But the Arcane Nexus is going to make up a lot, I think, for the smaller hand sizes against Crooked Mask. Alright, so we do get Brahma first. She does have a corruption card. Suffer 1 damage, deal 2 damage. So she's going to take 1, drops her 7, dealing 2. She's going to kill the Haze Spear. And then she will cast Lava Tendril on the Corruptor, dealing 3 damage, dropping him to 3. She gains a corruption card for this. She will also cast Spark directly on Crooked Mask, bringing him to 64. She will then prep Spectral Echo, and then she has 3 remaining. I can buy a Spectral Echo, Ball Vortex, or Sifter's Pearl. I'm going to take a Sifter's Pearl for the moment. Just because she doesn't have one yet. Alright, and then we get Kadir. She's going to start with Corruption card. Gain a spell from any spell supply pile. Arcane Nexus. Gain 3 corruptions and place them on top of your deck. Rough. 1, 2, 3. Okay. She will then cast Arcane Nexus, does 4 damage, and that will kill the Corruptor. Although that also gives her a Corruption card. So we're already through most of the Corruption cards, unfortunately. She will then cast Spark, which will drop Crooked Mask to 63. And then prep Spectral Echo, and with her 3 remaining, she will buy a Ball of Vortex. Man. I don't love getting that Corruption card. That kind of makes or breaks a lot of your games, because look at that. Very early in the game to be having. I have 6 out of my 10 cards on the table are Corruption cards right now. So, pretty much negates my hands. Oh, yeah, he's dead. Luckily, I was able to get 3 out of the 5 Arcane Nexuses, all on Kadir. But, wow. So, next up, see if I can get some Focusing Orbs. And I would like to get a Burning Opal, at least 1 for each of them. If not, then maybe another Ruby. Okay, Nemesis first, nothing on the board. And we get Needlemaw, 11 life minion. Does 2 damage to Gravehold every activation. It's not too bad if you take care of him relatively quickly. Okay, we're going to start with Kadir. So I have 4 corruption cards. Okay, so we're going to do it in this order. Discard 2 corruption cards, so I'll discard this crystal. Takes 2 damage. It drops me to 8. Then shuffle any player's turn order card back into the turn order deck. So I'm going to give that one to Rama afterwards. And then I get to shuffle Kadir's turn order card back into the deck. Okay. Then Delirium Veil. Gravehold suffers 2 damage. Focus a Breach. We're going to open Brahma's 4th Breach. Suffer 2 damage. Place a gem from the least expensive gem supply pile and place it in your hand. Go back to Brahma 2. Suffer 1 damage. Take any card that costs 0 and put it in your hand. Did I pay that? I don't think I did. I might have just overpaid for a life, but that's okay. Well, she had full, right? So 1, 2, and 2. Yep, 5. So that's correct. Okay. I'm going to cast Spectral Echo for 2 damage. I will not destroy a card. That brings Neomon to 9. And I will spend 3 by another Spectral Echo. And that Sifter's Pearl allows them each to reveal their top card. They will both discard. Okay. Oh my god. Nemesis again. And... oh, yeah. I guess that was Kadir's turn. So Nidamal does 2 damage to Gravehold. And then we draw. And we get Venomite. 9 life. Does 2 damage to the player with the lowest life, which would be Kadir at this point. But you can stop it by discarding a prep spell or 3 or more, such as Spectral Echo. Now, luckily, all 4 of these are going to be player cards. Kadir gets to go again. Let's see what her hand is. Okay. Arcane Nexus, she will prep along with the Spark. She then gets 2 rubies because of the Arcane Nexus. So that's 4 power, 6 towards the spell, plus 1, so 7 towards the spell, yet again. Or 5 total. So I could take an Arcane Nexus. Or Burning Hope. Yep. I mean, Arcane Nexus is so good, I'm just going to take another one. So that's 4 out of them. Alright, we do get Kadir again. Gain a spell from any spell supply pile. Gain 3 corruptions and place them on top of your deck. She's going to take Chaos Arc. And that maxes me out on corruption cards. So they have all been spent, unfortunately. Okay. She's going to... yeah, that's fine. She's going to cast Spark and Arcane Nexus. That's going to do 5 damage to the Needle Maw. Bring him to 4. She will then prep 2 Arcane Nexuses. And then she's going to use the Emerald Shard. I think I can do this 3 times. So I think I can use the Emerald Shard to gain a life. Arcane Nexus sit back. Gain a life. Arcane Nexus sit back. Gain a life. Right? I don't see any problem with that. Yep. So she's going to do that, and she's going to generate all 3 life points for herself. Bring her back up to 8. So it had never occurred to me that I could use that with her Emerald Shard to heal that way, but that's pretty badass. Pretty badass. All right, so we get Brahma. She's got 2 corruption cards. Okay. Both of them cause her to suffer 1 damage, so take 2 life away. 1 gives her 1 charge. We're going to give that to Kadir. And the other one lets her destroy a card, so we will destroy a crystal. I'll also give that to Kadir. She's going to cast Spectral Echo, which does 2 damage to the Nidomaw. And I will use the special ability to destroy another crystal. I will then spend the Searing Ruby to buy another Spectral Echo. And it is her turn again. She's also got Fever of War, suffer 1 damage. Brings her down to 4. Deal 2. That is enough to kill the Nidomaw. Alright. She'll then prep Buried Light, Spark, and she will use the Focusing Orb on... Actually, I'm going to use the Focusing Orb on Kadir's 4th Breach, and then this crystal just becomes wasted. I wasn't able to get rid of both minions, but I got rid of one. Those Arcane Nexuses are so good. I just wish... I would like to heal Brahma. Turn order is going to be a big deciding factor, I think. Going through this game. All right, so we do get Kadir. She's got 3 corruption cards. Man, okay. Gain a relic from any relic supply pile. Place it on top of your deck. She's going to gain the Focusing Orb. That makes her take 2 damage. We'll give that to Brahma. Gravehold takes 3 damage. Brings us down to 17. Gain 2 life. We'll also give that one to Brahma. Brings her back up to 8. And Gravehold suffers 2 damage. Look at the top card of your deck. You may destroy it. No. Alright. And she's got 2 Arcane Nexuses. She will cast both. And that is worth 8 damage. Bring the Venomite from 9 to 1. So that's huge. And then she'll prep 2 Sparks. Nemesis gets to go. I do not have anything I can discard to stop the Venomite's attack. So that does 2 damage to Brahma, leaving her with 2 life. Let me draw a card. And Unleash twice. Gravehold suffers 3 damage. It's really 9 damage directly to Gravehold. Or bring Nidomaw back to life. So, guess which one we're doing. Hey, Nidomaw. So we're going to cast Buried Light and Spark. The Spark is going to kill the Venomite for 1. Buried Light will do 2, because it's in the 4th breach to the Nidomaw. And also generates 1 power. And that leaves Nidomaw with 9 life. We'll prep Spark and Lava Tendril. And we have 4/5 power, which is I will use to buy a Burning Opal. And Sifter's Pearl allows them both to look at their top card, and they will both discard. Okay. Kadir is going to go next. She's got no corruption. She's got 2 Sparks, though. So that's 2 more damage to Nidomaw. Drops him to 7. She's got nothing to prep, but she will use Focusing Orb to open her 4th breach. And Bottled Vortex she will destroy. And that will let her Oh man, I don't have much in here. She'll destroy a spark and a two sparks from her discard. She will destroy, along with the Ball of Vortex, which allows her to draw a card. Oh man. Okay. Suffer 1 damage. Return any card to cost 0 from your discard to your hand. She will take Emerald Shard. So 3 power and 1 life, which is what I will do. She will take Spectral Echo, and she will heal Brahma 1. Still feeling pretty good. It was actually going a lot better than most of my previous games, and it's not because I'm curating my deck. I think I just kind of got lucky getting all those Arcane Nexuses early. Just kind of how everything shook out. The turn order and everything. Okay, we got Brahma. She's got 2 corruption cards. Damn, that's going to kill her. Or exhaust her. That's really unfortunate. Yeah. Alright. So she's going to take 4 damage. There's no way for me to avoid it. So she becomes exhausted. She's going to lose her charge and her first breach. And that's going to cause a double unleash, which does 6 damage. 4 damage. 4 damage to Gravehold. Drops us to 11. That's from the double unleash. But she also gets a Sifter's Pearl added to her hand. And she gets to take one of the... I'm going to take Kadir's card and shuffle it back into the turn order. So that's something. Clearly I misplayed that. You never want to get exhausted. It's never an advantage. Okay. Spark we're going to cast for 1 or 2. And we will also cast the Lava Tendril for 3. Which will leave Nidomal with 2 life remaining. We will then prep 2 Spectral Echoes. And I can generate 3 power, which I will use for another Sifter's Pearl, and they will both reveal. Neither will discard. Four. Is Nemesis next, so Nidomal does 2 damage to Gravehold, drops us to 9, and draws. Vex. Discard the top 2 cards of the Nemesis deck. They are both tier 2, so I do not take the extra damage. So that's good. Alright, we get Kadir, no corruption. She'll prep 2 Spectral Echoes, and she generates 4 power, which is enough for Focusing Orb. And Sifter's Pearl allows them to reveal. That's fine. So it's not impossible for me to win this game. I'm not doing great. I do have, that is 10 damage on deck. 2 damage Spectral Echoes, 3 damage Spectral Echoes. It also allows me to destroy 4 cards, so it'll let me get rid of these 2 crystals at least. I do need 1, 2, 3, 7 focuses to open all my breaches, which is a lot, but I do own 3 Focusing Orbs, so that's something. So if I could, I'll probably need to destroy those before opening all the breaches, but if I could at least open Kadir's, I would feel a lot better about that situation. Okay, so we're going to use this first Spectral Echo to kill the Nidamoth for 2 damage. And that will also destroy this crystal. Oh, I'm sorry, I got to do the Dire Wisdom first. Gain 3... Allows me to gain any card. I will gain Arcane Nexus because I have to, basically. That does 6 damage to Gravehold. Drops it to 3 life. Yeah. I will then cast the other Spectral Echo for 3 damage to Crooked Mask. So unless I can do 60 damage really quick, I'm going to lose. But that's okay. We'll figure it out. We're going to prep Arcane Nexus, Chaos Arc. I get to double cast the Ruby because of the Arcane Nexus. So this is worth 4 power, 6 towards a spell. I could take a Chaos Arc, but I'm going to take another Focusing Orb because I need them. Yeah, I don't... I take it back. I'm going to lose. All right. Kadir. She's going to take 2 damage. Destroy Crystal from the Blind Abandon. This one gives her 1 charge. And then Gravehold suffers 2 damage, dropping it to 1. You may look at the top card of your deck, and you may choose to destroy it. I will not. Okay. And I will cast Chaos Arc for 3. Arcane Nexus for 5. What a waste of a Chaos Arc. So that's 8 damage to Crooked Mask, brings him to 52. And I'll prep another Arcane Nexus. There are no gems to be played, so nothing to be recast. That's a game loser, and this is a game loser, so I lost. Yeah. So it's Brahma's turn, suffer 1 damage, that destroys Gravehold, and the game is over. I do have a Focusing Orb, but I am not allowed to destroy this to heal Gravehold before using the Corruption card. So, yeah, that's where I screwed up. I don't know. I think I may have just gotten pretty unlucky with the cards. I feel pretty good about it. I'm loving the Arcane Nexus. That double casting gem thing, even on a card like the Ruby, which is good, but it's not completely overpowered. You know, that double cast and potentially triple cast is off a single gem. It's really, really, really powerful. So I love those Arcane Nexuses. Good. I like getting the Lava Tent. Ooh, I think my toe might be broken. My dogs tripped me last night, but I fell onto my bed. My bed's on the floor. So I thought it was fine, but I'm just touching it from the top now. I think I actually might have broken my toe. Huh. Yeah. Interesting. I like Arcane Nexus. I like Chaos Arc. I just didn't get to use it yet. Lava Tendril was good. Focusing Orbs, they kind of don't come up quite enough. So I could swap out Lava Tendril for... what's that spell that focuses the breach? Planar Insight. I do like using those together because if you use those with Focusing Orbs, even though they're the same cost, it just kind of makes getting Focusing Orbs like, why? You know? But it lets you open up your breaches super quick. I grabbed, 2 Bottle Vortexes? 1 or 2? It was fine. Worked fine. The gems. I like the gems. I got no problems with anything here. So the only thought is, do I want to swap Lava Tendril for Planar Insight or for the other one that's a 4 cost, that gives 1 charge? Ignite. They both do 2 damage instead of 3. I always forget to do the... Oh, no, that's actually only if you don't cast it. It does the 1 damage. I don't know. What do you... I feel pretty good about it. I just want more charges. I want to generate charges. So I did originally have Sapphire instead of Burning Opal, but with this current setup, Burning Opal is the only 5-cost card I have. So I kind of really like the store. I really like this setup. I think I'm just going to run with it again. I'm going to run with it again, and I don't know. I'm just going to run it again. All right, guys. Thanks for watching the video. This was the 8th attempt. Ended in a failure. However, I do feel pretty good about it. I did get him down to 52 health. Not great, but not terrible. I have 10 damage on deck right now. Right? This is 9 right here. So that's 20 damage on deck, essentially. And if I were to get her special ability up, I could pull out another 2 Arcane Nexuses plus a Chaos Arc with her special ability, even though I was not even halfway through her deck. So that's all good. Like, there are good things there. I think I got a little behind on life and just kind of the way the corruption cards came out. So I do have to be a little bit more careful about that. Yeah, I feel pretty good. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, as always. Love you guys. Bye-bye.